The Last of Us is one of the best games I've ever played in my life, but the remake just isn't it. This is a game I would recommend anyone to play. If you like gaming, I recommend you play this game, but not the remake. At least just not right now. Unless you're willing to pay $70 USD on this game. That is honestly the biggest problem with the game. If it was normal priced, like $40, like most remakes are, then I could recommend it. That's really the worst part of the remake, especially since there is a remaster that you can find for like $15. It's even part of the PS Plus collection. That's the thing. It's not like the remaster is like unplayable. It's not bad looking. It still looks good, even though it came out in 2014. It just baffles me that they remake a game that's not even 10 years old yet. I mean, look at Final Fantasy VII. They remade that game because it was released on the PS1. It makes sense to remake that game since there's a whole new audience of people to play it. Another remake that made sense was the RE2 remake. They remade it entirely with brand new gameplay, and it's way better than the old version. The thing with The Last of Us is that it panders to the exact same audience from the original release. Like, I get what remakes like Final Fantasy VII, like Crash, and all these other remakes, is that not everyone has access to the consoles that they were released on. Meanwhile, The Last of Us Remastered is still being sold in stores today. Like, you could play that on your PS5. In fact, you could probably find it on eBay for cheap because it's still being produced. I do have to say, though, I do have to admit that it is actually a substantial improvement over the original. Because, I haven't played the game because it's too expensive, and I've already played the remaster. But from the clips I've seen on YouTube from the remake, it just looks really good. It looks fantastic. It's amazing. When I played that, but the remaster, it's still good. Like, it still looks good. Like, when I played that game, it never really dawned on me that it needed a remake because it still looked good to me. It still looked like a fantastic game, like good looking game. Maybe I'll pick up the remake later down the road when it's way cheaper, hopefully, and when I feel like I need to replay it. I also don't want to support the shitty practice of this, making these remakes in quotes, full price, because of shitty companies like EA and Ubisoft who will just remaster their dog shit games and put them out for full price just because they see companies like Naughty Dog do it. I feel like if Naughty Dog wanted to remake a game, they should have just remade Jak and Daxter, because not everyone has access to a PS2. Some people say that PS2 didn't really age well. Nostalgia has moved from the PS2 and original Xbox to the PS3 and 360. So anything before that just looks like shit, I guess you'd say. But so I'm saying, why don't they just remake those games and reintroduce them to a new audience? Because there's a bunch of people who never had a PS2, never played on the PS2, and probably have never played a Jak and Daxter game before. So you're reinvigorating an old franchise. And you have people who remember the game as a kid and want to play it again because they don't have access to the originals on PS2. So I honestly think that I honestly think that it's a good remake, though. It looks great. It's fantastic, but it's not worth the money. If you want to play the game right now, I'd recommend the remaster because it's not bad looking. It's still good looking, and you're still experiencing one of the best games of all time. That's it. Yeah, that's all I want to say.